SoFi is a very popular bank, but is it the best one out there? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you everything that you should know about SoFi and dive into some unique features that they offer. I'll also compare SoFi to other similar banks such as Marcus by Goldman Sachs, Ally Bank, and Wealthfront to see where it lines up with the rest. The first thing that I'll go over is the APY, or annual percentage yield, which is the interest that you will receive in a year with the frequency of compounding built in. So SoFi offers a savings and a checking account, and for the savings account, the APY that you'll receive is 4.6%, and for the checking account, it'll be 0.5%. And this is actually a really competitive rate when you compare it to the national average for a savings and a checking account, with the savings account being at 0.47% APY and a checking account being at a 0.7% APY on average. And what's good about SoFi is that it's actually a 2-for-1 package, so when you open up a checking account, you'll also get the savings account as well, so you'll have both APYs if you want them. These checking and savings accounts also have no account fees, so sometimes every month there might be a maintenance fee to keep an account running, but with SoFi there are no fees whatsoever. There's also no minimum balance fee, so you don't need a certain amount of money to keep your account going, so you could start earning these APYs for just $1 if you wanted. There's also no ATM fees with SoFi. You actually do get a debit card, which is actually not a common feature among online bank accounts, so it's good that SoFi actually offers this. There are some other fees that I think you should know when you look at SoFi, and I'll show these right now. SoFi does not really have any fees. They actually do a really good job with the customer experience by having as little fees as they can to make your experience at SoFi just that much better. And this is actually a really big benefit of why SoFi is really well known and very popular, because of that high APY and the fact that they have virtually almost no fees with their accounts. But how are they able to have this great APY and no fees when other bank accounts might have a lot of fees and a very low APY? Well, they can do this because SoFi is all online banking, which means they don't have to pay for costly brick and mortar stores and a lot of employees. Because it's all done online, they're able to save a lot of money, which means that they can give that savings to you in the form of high APYs and no fees. Another great benefit is that SoFi is FDIC insured, meaning the government will actually insure your money up to a certain amount. Now, with most banks online or in person, this is generally going to be $250,000. But SoFi actually has a better feature that allows you to have more insurance on your money. And you can do this by signing up for the SoFi Deposit Insured program, which will actually cover you up to $2 million in FDIC insurance. And you can have this high FDIC insurance because SoFi partners up with other banks and disperses your money between them, but everything is still in one account, so you can deposit or withdraw your money straight from the SoFi app without having to go into those other banks. If you don't want this feature, or you just don't have that much money, you can still just get the regular $250,000 FDIC insurance. Another thing I really like about SoFi is that for your savings, they have a special thing called savings vaults. You may have a lot of different goals with your money, whether that be saving up for a vacation or a down payment on a house, and it may be hard to kind of see that money, where it's distributed, if you're just looking at one big number in your account. But let's say you set up savings vaults with SoFi. You can have your main account and then have smaller accounts depending on what you want to save that money for. So for instance, one of your savings vaults could be for a vacation, the next one could be a down payment for a house, and the other one could just be typical savings. And these three categories will still earn the same APY, but they'll be separated in your account so you can clearly see where your money is. And in these vaults, they also make it really easy to transfer in and out, as well as across different banks or different areas. I really like when banks offer this feature because it really can be hard to look at a big number in the screen and kind of decide where your money is and how much you have saved for different things. Lots of people usually use like Excel sheets to kind of see how their money's broken up, but it's so much easier when you actually have it in the app and can clearly see where everything is. So let's look at some pros and cons with the SoFi checking and savings accounts to maybe see if this is right for you. So like I said earlier in the video, they have no account fees whatsoever, such as like a monthly maintenance fee or a certain amount that you need to have in that account. They also have a very competitive APY compared to other banks, which is at 4.6%, higher than average FDIC insurance, coming in at $2 million if you sign up for the insurance program. And they offer a debit card, which actually many online banks really don't offer. They also offer you the ability to receive your paycheck up to 2 days early if you set up direct deposits. And these direct deposits can also, if you do set them up, will allow you to contribute a certain amount of that paycheck into your savings account automatically. And even though in this video I'm just talking about the SoFi checking and savings account, they offer so much more different financial tools and resources that are available to you. And some of these products that SoFi offers are personal loans, credit cards, investing, and even credit score insights. So now that we've gone over some pros with SoFi, let's look at some of the cons that they do have. A big turnoff for a lot of people is that SoFi is exclusively online, so you're not going to be able to walk into a bank branch to talk with people or deposit checks like that. So if you don't want to bank all online, then maybe SoFi might not be an option for you. And reading reviews from other users, it's a hassle to deposit physical cash straight into your SoFi account due to limitations on how much you can deposit and how many times you can deposit per day or per week. But the best way to combat this is to have a more standard bank account, kind of like a Bank of America, where you can deposit physical cash into that one and then transfer over to your SoFi account. Another con for some people is that you have to use the Allpoint network of ATMs, and this is the way that you can get zero fees when you do use your debit card in them. But they still have 55,000 ATMs, so it may not be a hassle for some people, but maybe in your area you might not have one around. So now let's look at how SoFi compares to other kind of similar higher yield savings accounts to see where it kind of lines up. So I chose kind of 7 different high yield savings accounts, and you can see that with SoFi's 4.6%, they rank at the higher end of these 7. So you can see Ally is the lowest at 4.25%, Amex at 4.35%, CITI at 4.45%, Marcus by Goldman Sachs is at 4.5%, and then we have SoFi at 4.6%, and then the two that I have listed that actually beat SoFi in a higher APY is the Wealth Fund account at 5%, and then the CIT bank account, which is at 5.05%. So SoFi has an above average APY when you compare it to other similar higher yield savings accounts. But what makes SoFi so great is that they have a very high APY, but they also beat a lot of these other savings accounts with all of their features that they have. And such of these features could be that SoFi offers a debit card that you can use in ATMs, whereas in another account I mentioned on that list, the Amex High Yield Savings account, doesn't actually come with a debit card that you can use. And SoFi does have a lot more features than other savings accounts on that list, as well as a very competitive APY, which makes it so attractive to so many people. So if these benefits interest you and you are interested in opening up a SoFi checking and savings account, if you sign up and set up direct deposits, you can actually receive a cash bonus. And that's $50 for anything under $5,000 and $300 for anything above $5,000. It's important you read the rules on this because it's only good for a certain amount of time, but I'll have it below me right now in the video so you can kind of read it or pause the video and read it on your own. I left a link to SoFi's website below in the description if you want to read more about them or want to open up an account. And if you enjoyed this video and learned something from it, consider subscribing because I make a lot more personal finance related videos, and I've also made other reviews on some other savings accounts such as Wealthfront and the Amex account. I'll also leave those below in the description if you kind of want to compare the different accounts and the reviews I made on them. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.